I know in Pocahontas she has animal friends, and people ask me that all the time, whether or not And yes, I am a friend of fur and feathers, and I actually did have a little raccoon who used to come to my back porch, and I swear would eat little things like he was having tea and crumpets, and should have had a little hat and a vest or something. But yeah, I grew up in Alaska, and I love the wilderness, and I love animals, and so yeah. I do. I have. This one's not quite at home right now. She's 3 months. This is Rosie the Ruckus. And then Russell Tully Two Spots is a 14-year-old Jack Russell Terrier. She's 3 months, and we just adopted her. And then I have Ruby Tuesday Ellis Sparks, who's a black German Shepherd with a white lightning bolt. Pocahontas has been in my life in so many ways. Just growing up, that was really one of the only stories I heard growing up, along with Squanto, who was there at the first Thanksgiving, and that was my very first movie, was about Squanto. And so getting the chance to kind of revisit as, in the New World with Terrence Malick, who is beautifully insane and really, really wanted to make sure that every detail was representative of the time. As a matter of fact, he made the set designer, the set people, had to make all the sets using the tools that were used at the time, including the costume department having to brain tan a hide to make my dress, and so it's a completely different experience. But yes, the surreal quality of the fact. Even my name, Irene, when we talk about the peace of Pocahontas, Irene means peace, and I had been asked to be a special consul for the Cities of Peace, and I just feel like there's something about her spirit in my life, you know what I mean? So I guess in that way it has had that surreal quality. Terry asked me, and this was only, a year after having finished New World, somewhere in that area, a year and a half maybe. And previous to that, he had been doing films every decade and a half or so. And so when he invited me to go to lunch at Warner Brothers, and he kind of looked at me and said, when you came to the set on New World, and the people, it's a small community, the indigenous community, as far as especially at that time. I'm so glad it's growing, but yeah, it was an interesting time to be able to have him sit across from me and say, would it be all right if I wrote a role for you? Well, of course. And I expected it would be a few years down the line, but it was only, just within 9 months later was I working on the set playing the compassionate figure of death, or the angel of death, or a guardian angel, or however you might. But, that's what he was impressed with, was just the humanity. That's how he put it. When you came to the set, the humanity. And it was really just the fact that, it's a small family of people, and we've worked with each other, and it's like getting to work with family. I would say I feel like I'm not too sure about romance in life in general at a time in my life right now. And I feel like at this point, it's getting to watch a movie with popcorn and puppies. My favorite cuisine is I love cooking. I love baking. I love cooking. And it's kind of like asking what my favorite child is because, I love making everything from buffalo stew and fry bread to, Thai spring rolls. I love all cuisines and trying new things and trying new flavors and just love to cook.